Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Friday, September 8, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Arizona Diamondbacks vs Chicago Cubs. Take Arizona Diamondbacks moneyline. And here is why. Thursday night's Arizona victory coupled with a Miami loss saw the Diamondbacks take sole possession of the final wild card spot in the National League. They also picked up a game on the Cubs, who are just 3.0 games ahead for the second spot. The Snakes are still playing mediocre baseball over the last week and a half, going just 4-6 in their last 10 games. Zach Gallen gets the nod on Friday afternoon, and he'll be gearing up to make his 30th start of the 2023 campaign. The right-hander comes into this one at 14-7 and owns a 3.48 ERA and 1.11 WHIP. Most recently, he faced the Orioles and gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits and a walk over 5.1 innings. Gallen took the loss in the 8-5 defeat. The offense has steadied a bit lately for Arizona, and they're currently a middle-of-the-pack unit. The Diamondbacks are ranked 12th overall in runs scored, 662, thanks to the 14th ranked team batting average, .253, and 15th best ops, .743. Individually, Corbin Carroll leads the way in both average, .280, and OBP, .362. Christian Walker has supplied the power with 30 bombs and 91 RBI. This is a massive series at Wrigley this weekend as the National League standings are extremely tight. I understand where the odds makers are coming from by making the Snakes just a -115 favorite, considering the Cubs are playing well lately. With that being said, this seems like a great price to get Arizona at as they'll turn to their ace, Zach Gallen. The right-hander currently has the 4th shortest odds to win the Cy Young at +2,500. That just speaks to how well he has pitched this year. Furthermore, he has dominated the Cubs in the past, limiting the current roster to a slash line of .120, .185, .240 over 50 at-bats. That includes a 1-17, .059 performance from the Cubs' best hitter, Cody Bellinger. All things considered, I think Arizona snags its 3rd straight win. Our total pick is over 7 runs. And here is why. This may be one of those games where the Diamondbacks clear the over by themselves. They've put up 18 runs over their last 2 games and have a favorable matchup on Friday. They're running into Jameson Taillon, who owns a 5.73 ERA and 1.35 WHIP this year. As for the head-to-head numbers, Arizona is slashing .268, .305, .375 against him over 56 at-bats. I think the Diamondbacks do some damage in this spot. On the flip side, while I like for Gallen to turn in a solid outing, he's still facing a solid offense in Chicago. They're 6th overall in runs scored this year, currently sitting at 717. They'll also have opportunities late against a Diamondbacks bullpen that's 22nd in ERA, 4.56, and 21st in WHIP, 1.34. This one should clear 7.0 runs. As always, make sure to check the weather on Friday morning, as we can occasionally get strong winds out or in on the north side of Chicago. Regardless, as of now, I'm still confident playing the over. St. Louis Cardinals vs Cincinnati Reds. Take the Reds to cover. And here is why. The Reds are 73-69 overall this season. They are currently in 3rd place in the National League Central Division. They are 5.5 games back of 1st place, which is held by the Brewers. The Reds are 0.5 games back of the wild card spot in the National League, too. Cincinnati has won 5 of their last 8 games entering Friday night. In their last game, the Reds lost 8-4 on Wednesday, September 6. Will Benson gave the Reds a highlight in the game as he hit a home run against Seattle. Lyon Richardson pitched 4.2 innings and allowed 7 earned runs in the loss. On Friday, the Reds will start Andrew Abbott. The left-handed pitcher is 8-3 this season with an ERA of 3.22. He has started 17 games overall this season, and in his last outing, he pitched 6.1 innings against the Cubs on September 2. He allowed 1 earned run and 4 hits, and he struck out 5 batters in the no-decision game. He has an ERA of 2.66 this year at home. He also owns an ERA of 3.26 during night games. Since the All-Star break, he has an ERA of 3.88. The Reds have won 4 of Abbott's last 5 starts. Cincinnati are 14-5 this season when Abbott starts. The Reds are hitting .248 from the plate, which ranks 16th in the league. The Reds have scored the 10th most runs, and they have accumulated the 15th most hits. They have hit the 3rd most triples. The Reds have also recorded the most triples in baseball. They are hitting .245 during home games this season. They are hitting .233 since the All-Star break, and they have hit .284 during the month of September. They are also hitting .278 against the Cardinals this year. The Cardinals have been struggling since the All-Star break as they have fallen out of playoff contention. The Reds are still fighting hard for a playoff spot as they are just half of a game back of a wild card spot. The Reds have won 5 of their last 8 games entering Friday night. The Cardinals will start Rom, who has been poor in his only 3 starts this year. The Reds will dominate him as they are hitting .278 against the Cardinals this season. Take the over on Friday. And here is why. The over is the play in this game as the Reds should shell Rom all evening and run up the scoreboard. The Reds are hitting .278 against the Cardinals this year and they should be comfortable at home in this outing. The Cardinals also have been playing well on offense as they have hit the 9th most home runs. In the Reds' last 4 games, the total has reached 9 runs or more entering Friday night. The total has reached 9 runs or more in 7 of the Cardinals' last 8 games. Seattle Mariners vs Tampa Bay Rays. Take Tampa Bay. Seattle has lost 4 of their last 6 games, but snapped a 3-game losing streak when they defeated the Cincinnati Reds on the road in the final game of the series on Wednesday. The Mariners' pitching staff has struggled recently, allowing 6 or more runs in 4 of their previous 5 games. Seattle used home runs from shortstop J.P. Crawford and catcher Cal Raleigh to avoid the sweep in Cincinnati. The win got them to within 1 game of the Houston Astros in the AL West, and they are 1.5 games up in the wild card race. Kirby has struggled in his previous 3 starts, compiling a 0-1 record with a 6.14 ERA with a 1.50 whip. He lost his last game, which came against the New York Mets on the road. He lasted 3 innings and allowed 3 earned runs on 6 hits while striking out 3 batters. Kirby has struggled mightily on the road recently, producing a 0-1 record with a ERA over 6 and a whip of 1.50 in his previous 3 starts. He lasted only 3 innings in New York against the Mets in his last start on Sunday. The Rays have won their previous 4 series at Tropicana and have won at a 66% clip at home this season. The Rays' pitching staff has been effective versus the Mariners recently, compiling a 3.67 ERA and 8.25 strikeouts per game average against them in their previous 10 matchups. Seattle hit only .208 with a .264 OBP in their last series at Tropicana, and they have a .224 batting average with a .361 whip over the past 3 seasons there. The Mariners have lost 3 of their last 4 games while playing the Rays at Tropicana Field. The Mariners have lost 4 of their previous 5 games on the road, and the Rays have won 6 of their last 9 at home. The trends between these 2 teams and the Rays' success at home support a Tampa Bay victory on Friday. Our total pick is under 7.5 runs, and here is why. The Rays have won 3 of their last 4 games, including taking 2 of 3 from the Boston Red Sox at home this week. Starter Tyler Glasnow picked up his 8th win of the season by shutting the Sox down in the final game of the series. He pitched 6 strong innings and allowed only 1 run while striking out 14 batters. Their pitching staff had been struggling a bit recently, allowing 7 or more runs in 3 of their previous 5 games. Tampa Bay kept pace with the first-place Baltimore Orioles in the AL East and remains 3.5 games back. They are 8 games up in the wild card race and seem to be assured a place in the postseason at this point. Kirby has produced a 1.38 ERA and a 0.62 whip against the Rays in his 2 career starts against them. He has also generated a 3.86 ERA with a 1.19 whip in his 14 starts away from his home stadium in 2023. Tampa Bay has an elite pitching staff this year, ranking 3rd in the majors in team ERA with 3.80. The Mariners' pitching staff has excelled on the road this season, ranking 8th in the league in team ERA with 4.00. They also rank 1st in the majors in overall team ERA, so the odds the Rays' offense scores quickly in bunches against them are lower than against most other teams. 2 of the last 3 games played in Tampa Bay between these 2 teams went under the run total, with only 20 runs in total scored during the 3-game set. The Mariners hit a lean .208 with a .347 slugging percentage during the series. The Rays have gone under the point total in 4 of Bradley's previous 5 starts. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair when these 2 top pitching staffs collide on Friday.